Johnny Rock Show, Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day at the Parkway Theater, comic Donnell Rawlings, and right now on the Johnny Rock Show. Hey, what's going on, sir? How you been?
I've been good, but I think I lost my street creds because my head was bobbing to that last song you was playing.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with Rage Against the Machine. Very political band, you know. Hey, in fact, they were just on that special about 50 years of musical guest on SNL, and you were just on SNL 2 weeks ago with your buddy Dave Chappelle, right?
Yeah, I was there. I was lucky enough for him to share the platform with me because a lot of times you have people in a position they could do something for you and throw you a bone, and you think they're going to do it, they don't do it. But it was almost like the funny thing is how it all happened because 3 weeks before the performance or being on SNL, David asked me, he said, do you think they want me to do SNL? Do you think I should do it? And I said, yes. And he was like, why? I said, because the transition this country is about to go into and the way people feel about it, whether it's good or bad, your voice is probably the only voice that the left, the right, the middle, the A, the B, the C, the G, the Q would listen to enough to get an understanding and see how you're going to move forward. And literally 3 weeks after that, he just decided to do it. He decided to bring me on. I got to bring back some iconic characters that we did in Chappelle's show, one being Beautiful, and then the other one being the street legend, the cul-de-sac legend, the body moisturizing legend, Ashy Larry. So that was exciting, and it was received very, very well.
Ashy Larry. Indeed. Yeah, it was great. A comic Donnell Rawlings, February 15th at the Parkway Theater. Can I ask, how did you get hooked up with Dave? That's pretty big.
Well, first off, when we say hooked up, we don't mean in a romantic relationship.
Well, hey.
Let's just be clear. All right?
Whatever
Me
works.
and Dave never hooked up.
Okay.
We never hooked up. But we were both comedians coming out of D.C. He probably started 3 years before me. And we just knew of each other from what we did in D.C. When I moved to New York, he was a fan of mine, being a young comic. Even though I was older, being a young comic in the game, he was excited to meet me. We built a friendship not as tight as we got after the show, but we just had mutual respect for each other. We hooked up in New York. Not hooked up in New York. Let me correct myself. We had an opportunity to exchange words and stories in New York, and we just built this relationship that spanned over 30 years now.
Well, that's fantastic. You know, like they saying, that's what friends are for, comic Donnell Rawlings. You know, as you would say, the game has changed over the years. It used to be, oh man, you had to get on the Tonight Show or something to get a big break. Now, YouTube, do you miss those old days where, you know, one big shot on TV and you were headlining in Vegas? Not so much anymore.
I respect those, and like you say, we do have like a super amount of platforms where you can get the exposure. There was something special about being on Tonight Show. There was something special about being on Arsenio Hall. It was something special about HBO comedy special because it was so coveted and it wasn't everybody doing it. But with that said, that means that there's a lot of talented people that wouldn't get the look in the platforms that put them equal to some of their peers and some of the people they started with. So, you know, I do appreciate that time, but also appreciate the fact that you don't have to be bound to a network. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you yes. You could deal with rejection from studios, producers, and directors, but you still can build your own platform and create opportunities to continue your brand and create opportunities for people to get to see you. So it's like, I like the idea of what it used to be, but I also like the idea of what it is right now.
What it is. Well, what it shall be, February 15th at the Parkway Theater, Donnell Rawlings. You be safe.
You sound like you used to date black chicks in high school.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Yes.
Hey, Hey, look, whenever you start for what it is, it's like,
What it is,
her name
man.
was Letitia,
Yeah.
and she knew what it was.
I was one of the first to say word, but that's a whole nother.
I feel the energy all in your voice.
Come
man.
on. Long before faux shizzle my drizzle and all that crap. No, man, that was a real deal.
Oh, man, you're invited to the cookout to be able to pronounce the shizzle, my nizzle, my dizzle.
Oh.
You're invited to the cookout, and you can even bring potato salad with raisins and grapes.
Oh, yeah.
And apple slices and cottage cheese, whatever. You can white your potato salad up, and we'll still accept you at the barbecue.
That's what I love about you. All right, February 15th at the Parkway. Donnell Rawlings, come back sooner than later, and be safe once again, and thanks for the laughs, all right?
No problem, but I would like to say in closing, after 30 years, if you liked what I did on HBO's The Wire, The Chappelle Show, BMF, The Rogan Podcast, Tom Segura Podcast, come to see me do live stand-up. I guarantee you'll be a fan for life.
Word.
The Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101.